that we have so many women running around here claiming that they're both the mother and the father. Well, I want us to look at what our children are doing.
I'll go a step further. And this is, again, this is why we call the show Fearless, and you certainly are. But if white people were who people like LeBron James and them say they are, and, oh, man, we can't even go outside and walk. We're being hunted every day. First time we get any money, we move to a white neighborhood, and we call it success and progress, and we brag about it. And we invite everybody from our family out to come see our house in the white neighborhood, surrounded by all these white people that allegedly hate us. And so we're playing a game with ourselves, and everybody else has no choice but to just giggle and laugh at us because it's so obvious our dishonesty. It's just incredibly dishonest. I was talking to my mother yesterday, and I'm from Indianapolis. My mother lives in Indianapolis, and she was making the comment about how violent things have become in Indianapolis and how there are murders on a daily basis. And she was saying how, she was talking about COVID. One of her friends had COVID or whatever. We were talking about something, and she goes, "I'm not afraid of COVID. I'm afraid of being in the wrong neighborhood or at the wrong place at the wrong time and getting swept up in some of this violence. I'm more afraid of that than COVID." And that is a reality for a lot of black people across America. And we somehow think there's some benefit to being indifferent or ignoring that, or just one day, you know what, our kids that we refuse to properly raise are just going to snap out of it, and they're not going to settle conflict by killing someone. And that is how our kids settle, too many of our kids, I'm not going to say all, but too many of our kids settle conflict. And I'm saying, oh, you can't generalize, that's not all. We sit around and generalize about white people constantly. And we think they're not privately in their homes sit around generalizing about us, that's not a two-way street. And privately, we sit around and generalize. Because again, I was talking to my mother and talked to plenty of my friends. We know the deal. We know what we're really afraid of. And we're afraid of the young people we have neglected to raise properly and put in all these dysfunctional homes and single baby mama homes and all of that. And wonder, and LeBron knows it. That's what, again, he could speak to any and all of this. He's kept his family together. Mm-hmm. He's trying to do better for his kids than what was done for him, but will say nothing about like, whoa. Because I guarantee you, when we do the homework on these three guys accused of this crime, they didn't, and it's speculation, but they didn't come from the Huxtable two-parent home. It wasn't Aunt Bev and Uncle Phil, So, Shemeka, I will give you a chance for a final thought here before I let you go.
Jason, I want to say when it comes to generalizations, I don't really worry about whether or not I say some or all. I expect people to be intelligent enough to be able to put their own quantitatives or whatever on it. If you know it's not you, if you know somebody that it doesn't refer to, then you know we aren't saying all. Be smart enough to make your own, come to your own conclusions. That aggravates me about us. We'll hop right into something and we'll want to discard the entire message because somebody didn't say many or some or all. Be smart enough to know that on your own. I shouldn't have to do that for you. You sat in school just like I did. You should be able to do that. And when it comes to you saying that they probably weren't raised in two-parent homes, I would go along with that as well. And because Father's Day is coming up, I want to make sure that we point out that we have so many women running around here claiming that they're both the mother and the father. Well, I want us to look at what our children are doing. We just had a young man murdered here 2 nights ago, 20 years old. crime is rising right here in my own city. So women, if you are raising these children and you are the mother and the father, you are doing a terrible job in both roles.